Hi, how are you, Robin? So I'm going to wait until more people come on. We're going to be talking about twin flames through death by disease or suicide and what to do when that happens. Good morning. And what to do, like how to navigate that. What does the relationship end when a twin flame dies by disease, old age, or suicide? Hi, how are you, Tony? So, absolutely. I think it's an important question. And so we're gonna do it. We're gonna talk about it. All right. I'm gonna start, okay? Is everybody ready? All right. So the process of death. The first thing I'm gonna tell you all is that all of you should understand death on a very transcendental level, because it can be very, very, very confusing and scary, because we are so indoctrinated and entrenched through lifetimes of 3D brains. Okay? And I'm not going to go too much into that yet. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, all of you. So let me jump into it. Death. The first book all of you should be reading, and I'm not kidding, and if I were you, I would go and get it on Audible, and it's on my link tree if you want to look for it. It's called Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. So Robin, get that book immediately. Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. Why? Because you need to get transcendental, and you can't do it if you know about reincarnation, but you don't know the nitty-gritty steps of what that is. So we're not going to talk about suicide yet, but we're going to talk about death and its process. So when anyone that you love dies, including a twin flame, the first thing you should do, and I mean this, okay, is first of all, if you're able to be there physically with them, you need to sage them with Palo Santo, sage their body if you're there. That's number one. I want to kind of go from the beginning to the end of death, okay? So you're there, and the twin flame is on they're passing. The last thing you want to do is yell and scream and sob and beg them not to stay. They can't stay. The body's broken. It's over. Okay? If they have committed suicide, the first thing you want to do, even though they're out of their bodies, and you would say, why in the hell am I going to sage them? You're going to sage them remotely. You're going to sage them, and you're going to forgive them and forgive yourself, because you may feel some kind of guilt that they committed suicide, especially if it's your twin or high-level soulmate. You might feel incredible guilt. I should have known. Why didn't I see? And your mind is going to start clipping frozen shots of moments, weeks before their death, even days, hours before their death, and especially if it's suicide. And so the first thing you need to do is sage yourself, sage them, and literally forgive yourself and forgive them. And I would say, I forgive you, I forgive myself. I forgive you, I forgive myself. I'd say like 3, 4, 5 times. And then I release you. May your journey home be filled with love and light. And it would be very important to do that. If they're dying, right, and of disease, and you're lucky to be there, and I mean it, lucky to be there, then you definitely want to almost go into a meditation and try to see if you can help them, guide them out of their body faster. Okay, so why add pain to their already suffering if they're dying? You want them to go home. You want them to slip out of their bodies in the most beautiful way. And you may also, some of you are shamanic in nature, if you know what I'm saying. Make sure you have frequency wands. Have crystals. Sage your person. Okay, I'm always about saging. Sage them if you're there when they're dying. Sage them if you're lucky to come to their bodies to say goodbye. A viewing, whatever. Sage them, and release them, and from head to toe, and make sure they're fully saged under the bed or under the whatever their body's laid on. Okay. Now let's talk about suicide, because this is why I did this live immediately, because one of the viewers wanted to talk about suicide. Now the density of despair that would drive someone to suicide, forget twin for a minute, anybody, okay, is deep. It's incredibly deep. and it's like a quicksand that goes up. They're showing me, my guys are showing me, it goes up to their nose. So they're stifling, panicking. There's this sense of the pain is so grotesquely huge, they can't breathe, okay? So knowing that that was the consciousness of a person dying. I mean, it's not a cookie cutter emotion I'm trying, but the essence of it is despair. The essence of it is I want this pain to end. And the lack of self-worth is there, right? Okay. Knowing that energy, again, you want to forgive them and forgive yourself, like I said. And then you want to, and I know this may sound woo-hoo, but what the hell, right? Because you want to let them, and I've done this many times for people who have died most of the people I know or I've done this for have been murdered or died of disease. Okay. You want to light candles. You can either do a huge pillar, a white pillar, always white, okay? Don't play with colors here. Always white. And you can put it at your windowsill and light this and just remotely speak to the soul and basically tell them to go home. Now, on the side, actually, I'm not going to bring this up. I think you guys know what I'm trying to avoid here. Make sure they go to the light, to love. Yes, it's safe to die. Okay, I think some of you know what I'm referring about, hopefully. And what you're going to do is you're going to do this every day until it feels right. Okay, because some souls actually stay around for 9 days. Okay? They're in between places. And so in suicide, there's some kind of confusion. Okay? Absolutely, there's some confusion because of the level of consciousness that it took to do this. Do you understand? So you want to be aware of them and release them every day and forgive them every day. And it's really important. And lighting the candle, the white pillared candle, is going to help you. You can do a votive if you want, whatever. If you want to continue saging for the 9 days, do that. If they died in a room that you live in, make sure candles and you're saging every day for those 9 days. And one day, probably on the 7th or 8th day, you'll feel an energy released. That's going to be important. After that, you can really start continuing your connection with the soul that's passed away. So you want to sit in meditation, you want to sage yourself, and you want to call on that person's soul. You want to call on them and ask them if they're all right. And they should come to you. They should be able to come to you. If not, most likely you'll see another entity, another light being come in saying they're not ready. Respect that. If they're not ready, they're not ready. But at some point, I can tell you that you will be able to start communicating with your twin. And I'm going to jump right into the twin issue of suicide. You're going to be able to communicate with your twin and start a transcendental, transformed relationship with your twin so that the spiritual work of union, I kid you not, of union, not in the physical sense, but it's still union in that altered state of transformation. Okay? Does that make sense? Robin. Does that make sense, Robin? Let me know if you're hearing this. Any questions on that? Any questions? Or anyone wanting to add to that? Okay, I'm not going to wait. There was a kid that was violently murdered in Brooklyn, New York. And I knew he hadn't dropped his body. Good, thank you, Robin. And I've got some videos on that about death, transformation, and the relationship that continues after this transformed state. Okay, so hey, elephant, please fuck off, okay? Sorry. Just honestly, I'm done. I don't have the patience. All right. Oh, how do you get the runner back? Okay, sorry. I thought this was, sorry, elephant. I don't have a lot of patience today for a lot of bullshit. Sorry. Because it says, how do you get the rubber back on? And I was like, anyway, wow. I am really trigger happy today. All right. So anyway, I apologize. Much love to you. You don't get the runner back, my dear. That's not the point. And we're talking about suicide, so let's kind of respect the venue here for a minute, okay? I understand you're hungry, but I have tons of videos that you can check out. Yeah, Margaret, I can be a bitch, okay? I have it in me. But We're talking about suicide and death. Let's keep on the subject. I'm really sorry. Let's keep on the subject because this is not something I'm going to do again for a long ass time. So, thank you, Cindy. So let's talk about the pain that you may feel, specifically if your twin dies by death or suicide, meaning by suicide by their own hands, or death in a car accident or whatever, right? And you're in separation, or you were in union and you regret all the time lost, all the shit about being run or chased, all of that just hits you like a ton of bricks and you collapse. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no answers for you as to what to do with that. I really don't. All I can say is that you're going to have to do the ho'oponopono for yourself. You're going to have to forgive yourself again and again and know that their time with you was done. Does that make sense? It was done. Their contract in this incarnation was done. And no matter how you want them to be there in that physical state, that's not going to happen. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault that they committed suicide. That means that they ended their contract, their own soul contract with themselves prematurely, okay? And there's nothing that you did wrong. You were at a certain consciousness where you couldn't reach them. And the sad part is that the guilt may hit you in 10 years when wisdom grows within you and you realize what you could have done. But then you've got to understand that the timing of your newfound wisdom, it was never to save them. It's now to save other people in your mission because you are a twin. Does that make sense? Right, Robin? So you can't go into this guilt phase, and it may hit you, like I said, in 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, where you go, God damn it, I know what I should have done. And you're going to be really mad at yourself. And it's okay. Does that make sense? It's okay. You've got to get to a place of being of transcendental mindset of going, okay, I know what, I'm going to save other people. I'm going to help them so that they can understand how to maybe navigate this kind of depression. Okay, Robin, I'm glad. Thank you so much for being here and asking that question, because it's a question that a few people, no one wants to talk about death. It's like this weird taboo, and especially suicide. And suicide is something that we've all done in our own incarnations. I've committed suicide a few times in past lives. And sometimes somatically, the desire to do it comes through because we've done it before. And so we've all done it, okay, at some point in our incarnations. Like it's not, I'm not going to say it's normal and it's to be accepted, but it has a taboo that people have that was created by dogmatic religions, right? And so we need to not go through that belief of failure or shame. Sadly, it is what it is. This person said, you know what, I can't do this shit. I'm done. I just can't in that moment. And the sad part is for some people that have survived suicide, they'll come back and go, you know, I'm so glad I didn't do it. Here I am. But in some cases, I always say, sometimes death is the healing. Death is the healing. And yes, I struggle with wanting to do it myself, honestly, after he did because of the attachment, but I can't. Yeah, you can't because there's a mission to that, Robin. The mission for you is to come into your power as a twin flame on this side, because now as he comes to his journey, and he will go through a journey of many, many healing levels, and he will be able to communicate with you as a psychic, as a person who can develop psychic powers, okay? And develop them, meaning in this life. We all have psychic powers, okay? And it's funny how a lot of my clients are finally realizing that, okay? They're realizing their psychic powers, and it's hitting them like a ton of bricks, but then again, they are joyous. I have a particular client who I was telling her she should do her own Twin Flame TikTok channel, and she's actually starting to she's not developed, tapped into her psychic energy. So going back to you, Robin, you need to work on healing and forgiving yourself. You need to realize that we've all wanted to commit suicide. I'm not joking. Actually, most star seeds want to commit suicide. And in a way, no offense, it's a mark of high intelligence and high sensitivity and empathic powers. That's not to promote it at all. Okay, none of you, but you better take that as me saying, oh yeah, that means that you're right. No, I'm saying please have the courage and the respect that when you incarnated, that you took on a lot of the emotional traumas of being in 3D. This is a shit show, my friends. This is a hard planet to get on. And quite often, when we finally cross over at our due time, right, when we have our expiration date and we have to cross over, the light beings on the other side are like clapping and patting us on the back, going, "Wow, what the fuck? How was it? It was a bitch, man. I don't know how I did it. Wow, I wouldn't do that." There's light souls that will never incarnate in 3D. They don't want to. Okay, so no shame on anyone that you love that's committed suicide. No shame, no failure. They just couldn't do it. And we have to respect that. But we have to also realize that the relationship is now transformed and the relationship continues. It hasn't ended. It continues. That's and the transformation through any forms of death. Does that answer your question on that level? Thank you. I'm glad I'm funny. Yeah, I can be, and I'm sorry, Elephant. I'm trigger happy today. I don't know what it is. I have such a low tolerance for I get a lot of trolls, just so you guys know, not to excuse my behavior, because I am a human being. I'm not walking on water. Off topic, Elf World. Good. I'm reading this question because it's good. I love to hear this. Off topic. I meditated at 5 a.m. It was great. Thank you for the suggestion. Oh yeah, meditation is going to put you in the right framework. This is a great conversation. I'm glad I joined. Oh, me too. I'm Aurora. That's a beautiful name, by the way. Dawn in French. Oh. So that's what we need to understand about the process of death, because at some point, either you're going to die before your twin, or your twin will die before you. And no matter how you slice it, you will grieve. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it and say, oh yeah, you'll be transcendental. It's going to be fine. Yeah, you'll be transcendental if you've got the blessings to be by your beloveds aside as they pass, if you're that blessed. And you'll be transcendental for them. You'll be strong for them. But then when they're gone after maybe a few hours or whatever, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks and so forth. Does that make sense? Elizabeth Grace is asking me, do I have a twin? Elizabeth, this is why I do readings. I would never ask and answer that question like that. That's unfair. I am going to warn you guys. It's very important for you to have more respect for your spiritual journey than ask lives or to go on these quick tarot readings. I'm a tarot reader, by the way, and a psychic and a hypnotherapist, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect some readers. There's a couple readers on the planet that are on YouTube that I totally respect and who actually do pick up on the collective energy, okay? One of them, actually, I'm going to turn you on to her. Her name, it's Familiar Witch Tarot. Familiar Witch Tarot. I will mention her because she fucking rocks and she's good. But pretty much most of them are full of shit and they're just babbling, okay? Energy, okay? And at some point, most people will make it fit for themselves because that's the human nature. But when you want to ask if you have a twin or if you have a soulmate or if you should stay with someone or leave someone or whatever, that's not something you ask. No offense on live or something. Go and pony up the money and find yourself a really good person who's got reputation, like word of mouth type of person. Most of my clients are word of mouth, and I also read for readers. But there are other people that you could connect with because you've got to have what I call the chemistry. Okay, that's why I vet out my clients. There's some clients I just don't connect with, and I don't want to take their money. I just don't feel it. There's a particular potential client that wants to work with me right now, and I'm kind of hesitating because I don't want her to feel rejected, but I don't think I'm her person. Okay, so I want you to know that if you want to find out if you have a twin, you need to go and first of all, study about twins. Look at my videos. Look at the videos from Mel Brand on Gold Ray on whatchamacallit, on YouTube. Look up Ulf at White Wolf Alchemy. Look at people like that who really know and who have really walked to talk. Mel Brand, like Brand of Cereal, is a twin ray. He passed away about 2 years ago, but his videos are still amazing. Yes, I did just say most people reading here are phonies. I do, because why would you do a 2-minute read on a person for $10 and not even know their real name? Okay. So does that make sense? And I'm sorry if I'm offending people, but I wouldn't trust anyone who's going to not know my name. Look, do you know my name here? No, it says Sacred Intimacy Tarot. This is a picture of me when I was in my late 40s, right? I'm definitely not in my late 40s now. And I'm not going to trust somebody in telling me whether or not I'm going to be in union with my twin. Do you understand? That person's not going to do it. I remember Sylvia Brown, who's a famous psychic who was alive, who did a live one. Yeah, I forgot what it was, but she did it with, Montel Williams. Okay, I don't know if you remember that guy. And anyway, she claimed that someone in the audience had died, and there was all this energy of other people, and she said that they had died. It turned out that they hadn't. She was wrong, and she got egg in the face right there publicly. And the reason why she did that, why this happened to her, because she was sitting in a chair with a crowd of people, and she didn't really connect with that person. It was like immediate what was coming out of her mouth. And I think that she needed to probably spend more time maybe in meditation and maybe do a one-on-one on this particular question with the individual it was impacting. And she would have realized, it would have been a download that, the person that they were asking about wasn't dead. Does that make sense? In other words, sometimes it's good to be silent and mindful and connected to the person before you answer questions. I have clients sometimes where I can't answer the question. I'll say, I'm not getting a reading for that. I'm really sorry. I'm not, and I say, I'm not going to make it up. I'm not going to stitch it into to entertain you. I can't get the download. And sometimes when I say that, we proceed in the reading, we continue, and boom, I'll get the answer. And suddenly I say, I just got the answer. So, yeah, I do think a lot of them are phonies. I'm sorry. That's why I don't follow them. But I just mentioned one that isn't a phony, which is Familiar. I'm going to repeat it. Familiar Witch Tarot. And to be frank, she only does Tauruses and Pisces. So if you're one of them, she really is on the mark. That's sad. I hope you find a more positive outlook about people. I'm very positive, and so don't judge me because you don't really know me. So again, there you go, doing a reading on me on a couple things I just said. So again, just if you have nothing to say, about what I'm saying, my opinion, because I think that too many of these tarot readers are ripping people off. There are 2 tarot readers that are actually posing as me and acting like it's me approaching clients who are being ripped off. There are tarot readers and supposed psychics selling $1,000 for supposed curses. Zedwill, please back off, okay? I'm very positive. I'm not here to fuck people over. I'm here to heal people and help people heal themselves. So yeah, take that where it doesn't shine. I love your existence. Your honesty is so needed in the spiritual world. Thank you. Yeah, I don't need any bullshit from people. Not today. Not today, demon. Back off. Do you recommend anyone that does cancer readings? I don't know. But if I come across someone, you know what? What you should do is go to Familiar Witch Tarot and say, can you do a cancer reading? Because sometimes she'll do Capricorn, Cancer, Gemini. She'll do it. So if ask her, hit her up with a comment saying, I was recommended by you. Don't say who, okay? Only because I don't want her to feel like weird, because I actually follow her. You know what I mean? I don't want her to feel like a certain way. But go ahead and ask her. A long time since I've been on. I had to take a break. I understand. I get it. Pisces in the house. Awesome. Yeah, she does Pisces every day. She does readings every day. She's really, really, really good. Really good. You're welcome, Cindy. So, and on a side note, there are 2 people posing as me, hitting people up, and I get clients of mine every week where they say, yes, exactly. Familiar Witch Tarot on YouTube. Beautiful. Good. I'm glad you found her. She's fantastic. And she's humble. She's the real deal. Okay. I've been following her. I don't follow her every day, by the way. I follow her here and there. But I went through the dark night of the soul. I sure in the hell followed her every day. And she's so beautiful. She's a beautiful soul. She's the real deal. So any other questions on death and suicide? Anything? It's not Genuine Familiar Witch Tarot. It's just Familiar Witch Tarot. Oh, maybe it is Genuine. I didn't know she had a TikTok channel. Because I only see her on YouTube, and it's just Familiar Witch Tarot. That's all it is. You can ask her if she does Aquarius. Who is the real deal? Anybody who's not going to bullshit you and is more afraid of karma than making money off you. That's the real. Exactly. Anyone who actually believes in karma, because you've got people who are psychics, and that's not to say they're not psychics. They will be a psychic. They will come on and they will tell you real things. So you'll go, yeah, that's right. And boom, they'll hit you with you've got a family curse. And if you pay me $9,000, I'll remove it. I have had too many clients come to me and tell me that it happened to them. And they finally gave up, not because it was done, but because they ran out of money. Okay? So the real deal is somebody who actually will say to you sometimes, the truth. How's that for an idea? The truth. I can't do a reading for you. I'm not your psychic. Somebody who says, I don't have the answer to, we'll try to get the answer. I'm not guaranteeing this. Is there such a thing like twin flame sketch? You mean a drawing? Because I just saw that. Yes, that's true. They keep asking for more. Oh, yeah, they'll keep asking for more. Oh, well, we need another $3,000. You see, that's why today I'm getting irritated with people that are coming up with their comments on what is positive energy. Positive energy is what you're going to attract from your positive, buoyant, high frequency, and you're going to attract positive energy, right? You're going to attract people. But one of the things I do is I say I attract only people of light. Only people of light come to me wherever I go. Abundance of love, health, and wealth follow me wherever I go. And I found that I have zero tolerance, as you can see this morning, from bullshit. I haven't had my coffee, so it's the wrong day. I've jumped on because a follower asked about suicide because a twin had just lost her twin from suicide. And I wanted to address it, and I could not address it properly, respectfully, in all its capacity through a little comment or five paragraphs, I thought, you know what? This is like big. Let me jump on before I get my coffee, before I've meditated, because I saw that and I was like, whoa, let me do this now, because she's online now and she needs the information now. That was my hit. So that's why I'm a little edgy. Again, no coffee. I fasted. I'm pissed. I'm not pissed off, but I'm not going to take any bullshit this morning. I want to make sure that we're all, you understand that. So I apologize, okay? But I am a human and I'm not walking on water. I'm all 3D when it comes to my Tony ego. My Tony ego is fully on and present. Let me just say that. Am I proud of it? Hell fucking no. But I am who I am, and I'm here to help people help themselves find their healing. And I really appreciate you doing that. I had to know. Yes. So there are certain things you're going to start doing, Robin. I want you to look up under sex magic. I'm not saying to do sex magic. Don't get me wrong. But on my profile, you're going to see all these tabs with different tabs that have different names. It's called sex magic. Scroll all the way down and you will see a black couple with white hair, and it says how to work on your chakras properly. You need to be working, well, all you should be, but you, Robin, should be working on your chakras every day from root to crown. It says exactly why to do it. Then go to my guided meditation links, and you'll see Ho'oponopono. I want you to do that because you need to release and forgive yourself. Then the next guided meditation I would tell you to do is go right to womb healing guided meditation to forgive yourself. So between those two guided meditations and understanding how to work on your chakras, you should actually be able to recalibrate yourself, okay? Do you have any recommendations on how to release fears on the journey? Yeah, you're going to have to work on mantras. Like one mantra that would be good. And also, Robin, all of you actually, when you're going through a lot of shit and your monkey mind's just got a sledgehammer to you, especially after someone's committed suicide or one of your twins have died or whatever, right? You're going to have to control that monkey mind from slaying you and ripping you to pieces. So here's one. And there's a music on that, and I'm going to go ahead and type it in the comments. So I'm preparing you to look for that. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. So I want you to look that up. And there's I think they're called Jill and Joe, and they sing it. And I suggest you go on YouTube and post that. And don't do the ones that have Ganesh and whatever. Look for the ones, there's two people playing guitar. That's the one I want you guys to learn. Listen to that one and do this hundreds of times. I'd rather you be at the traffic light doing Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam, than letting your monkey mind literally run amok in your head. Okay? Part of the twin flame journey There are many parts to the twin flame journey, and it's not about just being in union for the sex and the connection. The twin flame journey is about raising your frequency, raising your ability to love yourself as much as your twin, because most of you loved your twin more than yourself. Therein lies the problem, which is the imbalance, which causes eventually the separation. Okay, it's an explosion. Yes, thank you. It is the Edo and Joe video. Thank you, Samantha. I love you. Thank you so much for helping me on that one. Edo and Joe, that's what it was. Yeah, so look it up. Look at what Samantha just said. That's the Om Ganapatiye that I want you to, and just play it, and then eventually you'll sing song along it. And ladies and gents, Sanskrit is a mathematical language. I'm repeating myself again, but for those who have never heard it, it is a mathematical language that NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory uses, okay? Because Sanskrit is exact. So I don't want you, I'm not saying do not do your Buddhist chants, but I want you to do your Sanskrit chants above all. I don't care if you're Catholic, Jewish, Muslim. It is a mathematical language. It is not connected to religion in the ways that you may think, okay? Wonderful. Yes, I definitely loved him more than I loved myself or anyone, so that makes sense. Yes, and that has to be healed. I've been listening to that before bed. Oh, Amber, that is so cool. I love that. Thank you for being here, by the way. So again, I want you to know that in the process of death, I've done 2 videos on that, and Robin, and I'm trying to remember where they are. But if you scroll all the way down, I talk about how my husband died, how my son started having visitations on day 1 of my husband's death. I'm not kidding. Day 1, when my son fell asleep, boom, there came my husband. Do you end up with your twin flame? We're always with our twin flame. I know that's esoteric, sounds like a Disney t-shirt. What I mean by that is you will never be separated. Do you end up with your twin in this physical life? No, not everyone does. If you've ever read the book Wuthering Heights is a perfect example of the debacle of the twin flame journey by Bronte, Emily Bronte. Wuthering Heights, it was written in the 1800s. So no, unfortunately, no, we don't, because free will and self-loathing combined can set up a system that will take a sledgehammer to this connection. One or both of you, or one of you will run and the other chase the other, and then you'll actually switch roles. And that one of you has to stop. You guys literally, boom, that's it. I'm not moving from this place. That's it. And from that place, you can actually now approach your twin like they're a feral child and start feeding them spiritual knowledge. If they are in 3D and ensconced in 3D, you're definitely not going to be in union, especially as you go through the ascension. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. However, if you're toggling in between 4D and 5D and your twin is 3D, 4D, you got to get them to the 4D into 5D with you. What does that mean? It means they need to know, and I don't mean they need to know about you being a twin. That's your ego wanting that. No, they need to know stuff about spirituality for them to finally wake up to get their own downloads. And you need to talk about the downloads, about their dreams, prophetic dreaming, breathing, meditation, what downloads are coming, what guides are they seeing, what are they experiencing, the telepathy, talk about that, but try to keep away from the twin flame. Oh, you're my twin flame, we have to be together. Don't do that. That's not going to work. Okay, they're going to run like hell and think that, no offense, that you're crazy. And so you don't want to add more years of separation. Okay, what you want to do is get them up to your level of education. So, for example, you can't get mad at a 3-year-old that can't read a book. Eventually, that 3-year-old is going to be 5 and 6, and they'll be able to read the book. Sense? Wait, did you say about certain twins that won't come into union? Did you just step in, Nikki? I'm talking about in this incarnation, some of you guys will not be in union. Clearly, we just had a person whose twin committed suicide. They're not going to be in union in this 3D incarnation. Clearly. So they're going to be in union in the next incarnation. Or definitely in union when they go on the other side, when the veils are parted. But they're going to be going through this this transition, right, in death. And the connection with your twin on the other side can continue. And then eventually you'll be back in a reincarnated state, hopefully in the 5D realm. And at that point, you're probably going to be in union. But I'm talking about in this 3D planet, as Nikki, and I'm going to call your person Joe, whoever Joe is. If Joe doesn't get it, you will not be in union in this incarnation. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And that's a fact. But many are going to be able to do this if they go transcendental and relax and aren't into a place of despair. Despair is not going to get your union back. That's the problem. And that's not to say that you're not going to go through the dark night of the soul. It's not to say that you are, you're not going to go through some really hard times, emotionally speaking. You are, sadly. I wish I could say no, but all of us have gone through the dark night of the soul, if not once, if not twice, if not 3 times, at each level of separation, right? Some last a really long time, and some last like 8 days, a week, 3 months, whatever. Yes, they will run if you hammer them with the twin flame. Mine start to run when I did this. Exactly, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You're barking up the wrong tree. They don't need to know the label. We'll understand the connection. Eventually, they'll tell my twin's telling me. Okay, I started talking about the twin flame journey in 2015 with him, and we were reading articles about it every day. Every morning, I would print something out, and we would read it. And so he was but when we went through our first very serious, explosive separation, I yelled at him. I was so angry at him. I made the mistake saying, "You're not my twin. I was wrong." And he actually took it seriously because for some reason, I don't know what he was thinking, but he actually believed me and thought and thought that I knew more than him. And then finally, he's talking about our connection on that level. But he's talking about it. I stopped bringing it up. He's been bringing it up. I was guided to read Wuthering Heights. I haven't yet, but does that mean we won't be in union this lifetime? No, it has nothing to do with that, Linda. It has to do with a book that's going to show you that the toxicity and the deep love and soul connection is been written about for a long time. It tells you that twin flames is not something invented by the new age that some people have accused. A lot of weird creators are saying that it's an Illuminati connection. Emily Bronte did not write Wuthering Heights, and certainly the word twin flame did not come into her consciousness in that level as we speak it, but she certainly understood soulmate bonds. Okay, so let's use the word soulmates instead of twin flames. And when you read that book, you see the incredible connection and love and the simplicity. It could have been simple, but both of them were driven by their egoic framework of their particular incarnations embodied in those connections of self-loathing. Heathcliff hates himself. Catherine gets fed up. And I've only read the book, I think I read the book when I was 18, and I've seen 2 versions of the movie, and so it helps you. Please don't make that, see, this is why I don't like people going to readers and just about themselves. Linda, this is not a message to you that this is your story. It's just a book to show you the many things that happen in these very complex relationships. And it may be that you may recognize a part of your journey with your twin in that. And think of it as a GPS. Think of it as what not to do when you read that book. Does that make sense? Does raising my vibration help the possibility of union? When you raise your vibration, you do not do it for the vibration of getting the union. I would be honored. Happy Saturday. I'm going to book another session if that's okay. I'd love to. I'd be honored, Shannon. I'll feel free to text me and I'll give you some times I have available. But does that make sense? Whatever books are put in front of you, see it not as a message that it is a reflection to what your union will be. Please don't get scared like that. It's usually something in there that's going to help you overcome your own challenges. Does that make sense, Linda? Okay? I don't want you to get into that weird mind state, okay? Oh, thank you, Robin. It makes sense. Is the movie good? I've struggled with the book. Yeah, just fucking watch the movie. It's fabulous. There's a couple versions that are really good, and you'll love it. I'm trying to remember the one that I really loved, because there's a few that are kind of wonky. But for the most part, I'm visualizing the actor, but I can't help you on that. Look on YouTube, because some of the favorite scenes of Wuthering Heights are on YouTube, and you'll see the one that actually you feel good about. Thank you, ma'am. I respect and trust you so much. Thank you very much. That brings tears to my eyes. I'm sorry I'm rough today, guys. Today I woke up rough. Makes sense. Is the movie good? Yes, the movie's Whichever movie you choose on the YouTube, the ones that are really, really good versions of it, yeah, you'll see the scenes, and they're very good. Very, very good. Okay? So whichever one you want to check out from some of those clips, you'll love it. I have the physical book and the audiobook. I do that too, Trisha. I buy both. Oh, thank you, Bree. I love that. I've never had confetti. So the I don't know for you that have stepped in just now. So the conversation started about suicide and twin flames, and death of twin flames through suicide of or what have you. The Divine Scribe. Hello, beautiful souls. Oh my God, I love that name, the Divine Scribe. What a beautiful name. Is there any questions you have on death, suicide through twin flames, and high-level soulmates? Any questions at all or any comments that you'd like to share with the collective so I can read it out to all of you? Anything at all that you'd like to share that you think would be so helpful to somebody who's dealing with a twin flame whose twin has committed suicide? Because I'm going to tell you something. Every time I do a live, every other live, that comes up. That's why I really finally wanted to do this. I am going to actually upload this particular video on YouTube so that you can watch it again and listen to it. Unfortunately, what I've noticed is that all of the comments are not, you don't see them. So that's why I read all the comments. Shannon says, the Divine Scribe, happy Saturday. The Divine Scribe, hello. I've never seen you before, Divine Scribe. So I wonder if you're new here. If you are, because sometimes you guys watch me, but you never make a comment. So I don't know. If you're new here, welcome, and I appreciate you. You'll find that I'm not very diplomatic. I'm definitely not an ambassador of diplomacy. But we get to the truth of it. What is the meaning of twin flame? What do you mean, Mishmish? What do you mean by what is the meaning of twin flame? Explain, please, flesh out the question for me. Because I have tons of videos on what twin flames are. If you scroll all the way down to my videos, there's a what is a twin flame part 1, 2, and 3. You can actually look it up. Be patient with yourself. We try to hurry up the healing process, but we have to remember exactly all good. Thank you. Shaman, I'm so sorry that anyone whose twin had to leave. That's tragic. It is. It is. Diamonds are not made overnight. Beautiful. Thank you. All good. My twin was murdered, but he's now a spirit guide of mine. Exactly, Vishtar. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that was your twin flames. That was their contract, okay, to die on that day. I hate saying that, okay? I'm going to tell you a story about how death can't be avoided. May I tell you 2 stories, please? Because it's going to really hit you. Please, I'd like to share 2 stories. Is your twin flame your divine counterpart? Because so many people are confusing on this app. Yeah, Nem, I don't want to be arrogant, but a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about on this app and YouTube about twin flames. And that's the problem. That's why I'm asking some of my clients. One of my clients, and she just started it. And she really talks about her personal twin flame journey, which is really true. It's a true journey. It's not bullshit. She's not talking out of her, wazoo. She's talking about her emotional landscape as she's walking through this particular path. So I'm asking many of my clients, I'm giving them the confidence to go out there and do their thing. So now let's go back to death. May I talk about death? Because it's something not talked about enough. I used to feel lonely when he was alive, but now I don't. He's always with me. Sweetie, I want to hug you because you're so wise. You're so loving and wise, and you're getting it. Okay. All right. So let me tell you the story, the first story. This is true stories, by the way, okay? Obviously. I'm not making it up. These are things I've actually learned along the way. One story is about a man who was in Chicago, O'Hare, and this is why I trust Miss Tony so much. The real deal. Oh, even our readings are spot on. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So this guy just missed his plane at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. And I don't know if it was the 1990s or early. I think it was the 1990s. And he misses his plane, and the plane goes down, and everyone on the plane dies. He's in a taxi cab to his hotel because he's going to catch the following day, the plane for the following day, right? So he's going to book a hotel. He's booked it. He's on his way in the taxi cab. And in the taxi cab, he dies of a heart attack. There was no way in hell he was going to live another day. He was going to die on that plane, but he was going to die that day. or not, but he was going to. And so that is a true story. So there's a Vedic saying, it's an ancient Vedic saying that says, if a man is destined to drown, he will not hang. Okay? That means that if today's the day you're going to die no matter what. And if today you're not going to die, you can do whatever. You can surf a 200-foot wave, you will not die that day. Nothing's going to kill you that day. So there's another story that I want to talk about. This story is about a man who was a helicopter pilot. He was a Vietnam vet. So he'd been a helicopter pilot for a long time, and he was working for the news station in Los Angeles, okay? And the helicopter one day crashed, and it was a bad crash. People should have died, but he did not die at all. And so he survived it. A week later, he was killed in a car accident. Do you understand? So that story says this to me personally. This is what was my takeaway. In that story, it was, dude, you're going to die. Get your shit in order. Get your head in order. Tell the people you love that you love them. Put things in order in your soul. Get everything. We're giving you time. We're letting you know. Near-death experience. He had it. But he only had another week. And he didn't know that. Right? He didn't know that. Right? So hopefully he did do that. Because that following week he was dead. So death, on that level of death, is not something that you can regret as a survivor. Okay? Murdered, death by accident, sudden death. That is not something you can feel guilty about. I wish I had told them more. I loved them. Go ahead and tell them. They're right there. They're right there. Please trust that. Please trust yourself. And this is why I teach clients, and I'm so adamant on meditation. In fact, after this live, I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to put my ass on a tree, up against a tree, and I'm going to work on my chakras, and I'm going to do some pranayama, some breathing, and I'm going to meditate, and then I'm going to do a round of chanting. Okay? I actually do this because I need to calm my ass down today, because I feel like I'm very high energy today, and I need to get into a more fluid, soft Tony. Not the warrior Kali Ma kick-ass Tony, but the more soft Kali Ma. And so that's how you do it. And the reason why you do it when things are good is because the world, the universe, timing, life lessons that you need to take on are going to come. And it may try to take you down. And if you have a spiritual practice that you've been holding on to, chanting, meditation, working on your chakras, it will be like automatic pilot. And you will have that to keep you grounded from drowning in the emotional soup of despair. Okay? Oh my God, I love Pegasus. That is so beautiful. Thank you. Shannon says, this is why I trust Tony so much. The real deal. Even her readings are spot on. I'm sorry, I read that again. Tony's reading are good. She's amazing, pure love. I appreciate these comments. I really do, because it helps me, because I really need to, I'm a woman. I'm a human being. I have my own doubts. I'm not arrogant, and I'm not overly confident. Here's the thing also, but because all of us have had imposter syndrome. And the way I overcame imposter syndrome, this is something I want you guys to learn, especially that all of you as twins have your missions, okay? Is I want you to see yourself as a conduit to whoever, whatever. So what you do is you say, I'm not the psychic. I am Tony in this body. I am Bimonti. I am Samantha. I am Shannon. I am, Robin. I am a conduit to this journey. And the desire for me to do this work is there. But I have imposter syndrome. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like I'm healed enough to do this work. And when I'm healed, I will do this work. Well, that's bullshit. That's called you're afraid. And you're exactly, I am a conduit. And when you're a conduit, you do micro meditations to sit before you do, before I do readings, I do micro meditations, okay? To get my head together, to get my chakras aligned, to pull in some energy. So I am a conduit. And then I do my readings. So what I'm saying to you is, in a way, you're not really responsible, because you are a conduit. In other words, they are using your throat chakra to speak those words about messages that need to happen, okay? Only the real thing feels like an imposter. Imposters never worry if they are. That's true. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So that's what you need to understand, okay, as you go into your twin flame journey. And your twin flame journey includes, many of you probably need to do some work on your throat chakras, okay? Many of you, because some of you talk very, very softly. You have very soft spoken voices and almost shy voices. And usually when I get a client with shy voices or someone who hesitates, I can tell, right? I refer them to Nessie Gomez with a Gomes. Anyone can sing right off the back. In fact, when we're off this live, I want you guys here, I'm going to put in the comments. I want you to look at Nessie Gomez. Nessie Gomez. Hang on, let me write it down. On YouTube, right? On YouTube, anyone can sing. Anyone can sing. And if that doesn't make you want to start singing, primal singing with a shaman drum, I don't know what's wrong. YouTube, this is where you're going to look it up. That will make you cry. I am talking about you again. Shannon says the journey is the hardest, most painful thing I've ever felt. And sadly, it's your awakening. That's me. I have to speak up. Good. So check out the video. I started buying some shaman drums from this person who I love. Her name is Magdalena, but she's in England. She's Polish and she's in England, but she has art. Thank you. 111. Thank you. And her 1111. Wow. Thank you guys. I'm 1011. Her website is called Naya Moon Art on Etsy. My phone is about to die. No charge. We'll watch the rest on YouTube. Thank you so much for my soul. You welcome, my love. I will send you more. Hello. I have to go for now. So glad to hear you. Absolutely. Thank you, Robin. So I have to go too, actually, because I've got to do my stuff. I got a drum after you told me to love it. Did you get it from her, or did you get another drum you fell in love with? Like, did you find your drum? Got it, Zanny. I'd love to see a picture of your drum. Okay. Did you say Nessie Gomez? Scroll up. Nessie, Nessi, Gomez, Gomes. Not diamond drum. I'm so happy you did it. Doesn't it feel good to drum? Feels so good. I do it sometimes. I got to do it more often. I had these awful neighbors that I couldn't make noise at all, and now I can finally drum again. And I can't tell you how healing that is for me. Thank you. You have amazing outlooks and advice. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Also, you may want to look at frequency wands. There's this beautiful biofield tuning. Look it up, biofield tuning. I would buy tuning forks from her. She gets them manufactured in the USA. And she is a frequency wand expert. I'm not kidding. There are very few people, so you want to buy them from her. They're a little more expensive. They're made out of surgical steel. But those tuning forks is what I use on my mother when she was in hospice care living with me. And I was taking care of her. I would use these tuning forks to help her. And I would scan them across her body. And I did this with no training. I have to get into her training. What's her name again? Nessie Gomez. Nessie Gomez. Anyone can sing on YouTube. Nessie Gomez, Nessi, Gomez, Gomes. Okay, Space Case. I love that name, Space Case. You're so funny. Nessie Gomez. Thank you, Shannon. And anyone can sing. Did you check it out yet? It's fantastic. Absolutely. My whole body goes into chills. And that's how I sing too. And I try to teach my clients how to sing like that as well, because it's really important to release the throat chakra. There's blockages there in the throat chakra, and sometimes when you're in grief and you can't cry, I would suggest you do some primal singing. And I don't mean yelling like a banshee. I'm talking about like wailing and so forth. There's I'm going to sing you something, okay? It's a song I usually sing when someone has died, okay? And it's a form of primal singing. And it sounds very Native American, but it feels so good. And I was taught that song by my shaman. So it's something like hiya, 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 ha, ha, hiya, ha, ya, hiya, hiya, ha, ha. Hiya, 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 ha, ha. Hiya, 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 ha, ha. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you for my life. Yeah, hiya, hiya, hiya. So you can make up things like that. You can sing kirtan. You can sing kirtan, some beautiful kirtan like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Mama, Hare Rama. You just, what the hell? Anything you want. And that's why Om Ganapatiye Namaha would be something that you can sing as a kirtan, right? And if you don't know kirtan, look it up. It's beautiful stuff. Any questions on that? So you can feel more comfortable just doing this incredible primal singing. I always do this. It's so tranquil. I love that. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Yeah, feeling love. Yeah, there's a lot of passion and love. I love passion and love. To me, that's what created our galaxies. It was passion and love, definitely, and desire. Beautiful desire. So the trick to desire, because a lot of people are ashamed of their desire. I shouldn't want this. I shouldn't have this. I know of, I've met some kids, in their 20s going to college, studying medicine or studying law or architecture or I don't know, whatever, right? And I'll say to them, well, tell me what you really desire. Well, I'm really an artist, but my parents, and they're right. How am I ever going to make money? I go, this isn't the 1970s. This is TikTok era, dude. You can put a painting online and show people you're painting it on quick, fast motion. And within a day or two, you'll have 2 or 3 offers on your art. So my shaman person who I buy drums for, she'll put a drum up and for a day or two, it's sold. And her drums go for $500-600. It's sold within 48 hours. So, and she makes a full living on painting drums. Excuse me. So desire was downloaded through your crown chakra. It was almost like they gave you all the tools. They, meaning like guides, came and gave you all these tools. And they said, what do you want to experience? I want to experience X, Y, and Z. Okay, we're going to give you these desires. And the funny part is then you guys come back into the body and you doubt your desires. You don't realize those desires were part of your mission. That's what I find across the board with many of my young clients. So it's very important that you trust your desires. And we're not talking about deviant desires. I want a Birkin bag. That's not deviant. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But deviant desires mean I want, you know what I'm saying? Sexual deviant desires. And you know what I'm talking about, right? If anyone's seen the movie that everyone's kind of trying to ban, like the powers that be want to ban, the movie I'm referring to. Those, yeah, you definitely want to question that. But aside from that, desires to create, desires to be an artist, a dancer, a whatever. I know that was funny. That was funny, Shannon. You want to trust those desires. Your backpack was filled with many magical tools, and that was Sound of Freedom. What movie, Cycle? Sound of Freedom. About the pedophile rings. About how it's $1 trillion industry. That movie. So those kinds of desires, yeah, I'd say you better question those desires. That's what I was trying to be, flippant. But other desires, no. If you want to be an architect and you trained as a medicine man and you say, fuck this, I don't want to be a medicine man, or you're an attorney as a litigator, and you go, you know what? I am so sick of these judges and this bull. I am so sick of this shit. I just want to make chocolates. Okay, that's it. Then do it. Okay, that's a desire, because in your chocolates, you may find that a lot of toxic things are put in chocolate, and suddenly you're selling really high level cacao, almost like medicinal, but it's for you can give it to your kid, you can give it to in other words, it's got medicine, maybe you're putting turmeric in it and ashwagandha, and suddenly now you've upped the frequency of chocolate. It's what I'm saying. Trust your desires. Trust your desires, and trust that you are going to be successful. Because let me tell you something. Those are the chocolates I now eat. Interesting creations that are vegan. They're made with coconut milk or almond milk. I'm trying to stay away from almond milk because of the bee issues. But now I only buy. I told my son one day, we're not buying almond milk anymore. He goes, why? I go, because they kill bees. I'm not doing that. So we're going to do coconut milk now. And that's what we have in the house. I'm a network exploitation analyst, and for the first time in 30 years, I'm dissatisfied. Well, it's because it's now done. It's time for you to go to the next level you're going to have another career. And with all that beautiful knowledge and incredible wisdom of 30 years in that, there's so much that you can bring to something completely different. Need to find my passion. Yeah, well, you will be guided to your passion. Would love to do spell work like Sage of the Past. Don't do spell work unless it's for you and that's it. Okay? Yes, ma'am, it's coming. Do you understand? So spell work only for you, to you, never on other people. Just, I need to say that because whenever I say that, that's another one. I feel like a porcupine whenever I see that, like, or, you know, a skunk raising its back. Spell work, I really caution you guys on spell work unless it's only for you. And then, yeah, it's magic. I've done spell work on myself, for myself. I never use it on anyone else. So it's not like I don't think it works. It fucking works. But I want to make sure that you guys know how to use it, and it's for yourself or to heal people, healing them, and with their conscious yes. Okay? With them saying, yes, I allow you to heal me. And on that, it should be done. I'm going to be very blunt. Okay. It should be done for, I know this sounds crazy. It should be done for free. I've had too many people get ripped off at the tune of almost, the highest I've ever heard was $15,000. That's the highest so far I've ever heard. Thank you for doing that. Some people are so intrusive with their practices. Yes. You have to get their permission. Conscious permission, okay, in this particular. Good afternoon. I have been having dreams of my monad. What do you think it means? I can't answer questions like that. I'm good. I'm actually going, $15,000. That's right. $15,000. So that's insanity, right? That is insanity. Like who, but when people are afraid, okay, and when they've been told that they have a spell, that they have a curse, right? People will pay anything. But and I had another client, it was $9,000. She ran out of money. That's why it ended. Had she been a millionaire, she probably would have given this person hundreds of thousands of dollars. Does my twin have to be aware of my 3D identity to be connected? No, not at all. No, they do not have to be aware of your 3D identity to be connected. It is a connection, period. A very good question, by the way, Love Ascending. Thank you for that question. Speaking of exploiting, good Lord, I know, exactly. So any other questions? We started out with suicide, twin flame suicides, and so forth. Any downloads for collective? Hope everyone is well. Thank you, Em. No, but I'm going to give you a gift. Let's see what's happening with this. Let's look. I love that question. Thank you for that. Why don't I pull an oracle card for the collective? Okay, a message. And for some reason, I'm in the mood, can you tell, for Kalima. So I'm going to ask you guys to close your eyes, and we'll see what Kali, what spirit, and give your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you in this. And we're going to see what the collective needs more than anything. And so I'm going to pull a card, but I need you guys to, you know what I'm going to ask you to do, believe it or not? I want you guys to tell me when to stop shuffling all at once, because my eyes are going to be, I'm going to be looking down at the screen while I shuffle. And when I see, you can just put stop, just all of you. So I'm going to shuffle, close your eyes. And when you're ready, just put stop, and I'll stop shuffling, and I'll pick, I'll pick where I want to pick. I'll be divinely. Okay, stop. Thank you. Okay, Shodashi, 26. Shodashi. So I'm going to read that to you. 26 is 8. And 8 is a number of, it's actually a very powerful number of kicking doors down. It's a number of irreverence. It's a number of somebody taking on some karma too, paying off karma, excuse me. So it's a very, and it's a very misunderstood number. So let me read it to you, okay? So I want you guys to close your eyes and listen with your ears and your body. Listen to it. Ruby red with the divine juice of life, she nourishes the body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shodashi restores self-esteem and an awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejections or disappointment. Boy, is that some of your cards. Wow. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of an inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. Shodashi is the fertile and creative aspect of Lalita Triputa Sundari, red-colored skin and vibrant with feminine life force. She has the power to actualize desires. Didn't we just talk about desires? I'm going to repeat this. She is the power to actualize desires. In color healing from Hinduism and Buddhism, red is medicine for attraction and magnetism. And this is me saying it. And it is also, red is the root chakra, right? Which would give you, so when that's balanced, when you've balanced all your chakras, you are more likely to actualize your desires. What is my passion, right? The appearance of Shudashi in a reading indicates a time when your ability to attract what you want is heightened. You can be relaxed and trusting your capacity for magnetically drawing all your desires into your world. You can't make this shit up. I mean, this is your card. In the tantric teaching of Kalima, desire is not something to be afraid of, but something that can become part of our spiritual path. The benefits of developing the character traits required for manifesting desires, such as relaxation, trust, enjoyment, delight, and bliss, as well as discipline, commitment, determination, focus, and a positive attitude, encourage us onward, so we don't give up before attaining success. This is why you meditate. This is why you get your chakras in order. This is why you shut down your monkey mind with mantras. Okay, let's continue. From our successes, we will come to realize that within one desire lies the seed of another. Shannon, this is for you. From our successes, we will come to realize that within one desire lies the seed of another. So you'll be escorted to your desire. Eventually, the nature of desire is realized as a pathway rather than about the thing sought. Did you hear that? Eventually, the nature of desire, right, is realized as a pathway rather than about the thing sought. The desire in nature can motivate us to attain breakthroughs for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Shodashi teaches that desire can help us live from the heart, honoring what truly lights our being and being motivated by our passions. This can be beneficial for the spiritual path rather than a distraction from it. Her heart is compassionate, and her spirit, despite her youth, is truly great. Shodashi encourages young people with big dreams to believe in their abilities and trust their hearts. She also reminds us that age is not necessarily a signifier of wisdom, nor is youthfulness necessarily an indication of lack thereof. Do you see what I'm saying here? In other words, you need to gain heart coherence, to listen to your heart, to trust what your heart says. And if you let your monkey mind run amok, you're fucked, period. Shodashi encourages us to discern qualities at a deeper level rather than to make assumptions based on age or appearance. Don't take things at face value or go by someone's word. Look instead at their actions, at what your experience has been, and allow for understanding as to how to proceed to arise from there. Don't take advice from people, this is me talking, whose life you don't want to emulate. You want to use them as a sounding board? Yes. Do not take their advice, okay? The fulfillment of the heart's desire can be attained in ways other than what the mind prescribes. Shodashi encourages us to stay open even if certain plans have failed to yield what we had hoped. Yeah, sometimes what we hoped and planned isn't for us, and we're being corralled and then re-guided to what is really truly in frequency matched to our desires. This is an indication that the universe has other ways for us to fulfill our heart's yearnings that are likely to be far more beneficial and richer. The heart can perceive the deeper workings of the divine in all things, even in challenges and difficulties. That is why the heart can trust, even when the mind recoils. Did you hear that? Even when the mind recoils at what is taking place. Did you hear that? Even when the mind recoils at what is taking place. How do you take care of the mind recoiling? You chant. The intellect tends to create stories about situations not working out as expected. Did you hear that? Such stories are not often accurate, let alone helpful. Shodashi asks us to take care with such misinterpretation of our experiences. She reminds us that when we trust in our heart's wisdom rather than what we appears to be, we will find the courage and faith to stay true to an extraordinary life path so that we can manifest extraordinary blessings. Soul needs deep cleansing and particularly of past hurts. Her presence indicates recovery and the reclaiming of dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. If your innate being has been attacked in any way, or if there has been bullying or nastiness directed toward you, Shodashi brings healing and renewal to rise above such mean-spiritedness and lay claim to your beauty and worth. If we have been overly valued for our appearances, then she provides a healing path to clear the confusion and connect us to the real value and beauty of our inner being. Her oracle indicates all manner of beautiful blessings awakening within and being attracted into our life. Wow. Wow. What do you think? What do you think? Is that not your card, your oracle card? I don't often do these, but I think this was spot on. What do you guys think? Isn't that amazing? What is happening, God? I need you in my life. Thank you, you spirit. Thank you to me. You're funny. Let me see. Let your intuition lead you. Exactly. Let your intuition lead you. If it's enlightened with your heart, you cannot go wrong. Exactly. Lead with your heart. Feel like I'm in recovery. So right. Exactly. Holy cow. That was beyond needed. Yes. I think we need healing right now. Yes. Actually, you know what? So go ahead. I'm going to do a quick guided meditation on your chakras, and then I'm going to go. Okay? Ready? Let me know you're ready. Just say ready, and then I'll go and do it. And then and then we'll sign off. I'll let you know, of course. I'm not just, oh my God, I love the Pegasus. I love it. I love Pegasus and that. Okay, close your eyes. And you're going to breathe into your heart chakra, a couple breaths in and out, mindful breathing. Okay. There's a beautiful gold, violet, and white light that is pouring down from source. That is coming down to your root chakra and protecting you in this beautiful misty light, surrounding you. All the way around you, full circumference of this protective light, I'm getting Angel Michael. Angel Michael is here. Angel Michael is here to cut any cords with his sword of truth from your chakras. Let's begin to the root chakra. Turning your chakra clockwise. Breathing into the root chakra. And chanting Om to your root chakra. And seeing anything dark, anything that's entangled, being released through Angel Michael's healing light. And turning it clockwise until you see a light that is clean and bright. If you don't see red, that's fine. It's okay. Clean and bright. Turning it clockwise, going into your sacral chakra, 2 inches below your belly button. Turning it clockwise. You may see orange. You may see another color, and it's not wrong. There's no wrong color as long as it's clean and bright. Turning it clockwise. Angel Michael is here. Clearing any debris, anything that is soiled, tainted, stained, tarish, icky, releasing it, transmuting it, letting it go, turning it clockwise, and chanting Om out loud with your mouth closed. Om, feeling the reverberation through your skull. Going to the belly button chakra, called the Hara, also called the womb chakra. Turning that clockwise, and you may see it as pink and white, or you may see another color, and that's fine. Turning it clockwise, and any gunk, any debris, letting Angel Michael step in with his magnificent presence and his healing light, his protective light, letting it and releasing anything there, turning it clockwise, chanting Om. Moving on to your solar plexus, the seat of your power, this beautiful golden light, turning it clockwise, any debris, anything that blocks your energy, and turning it clockwise, and allowing Angel Michael to take out anything that blocks you. Moving on to your heart chakra, right between your breast, your chest, turning it clockwise. You may see green, or you may see another color, and that's fine. Allowing any gunk, tar, entanglement that don't serve you, anything that blocks you from heart coherence, release it and let Angel Michael cut anything out, and letting it transmute, and chanting Om with your mouth closed, feeling the reverberation in your skull. Moving up to your high heart, which is the chest bone right there. And again, turning it clockwise. Now you may see colors of white, gold, and celadon green, light green, or whatever colors, it's fine as long as it's clear and clean. Turning it clockwise, letting Angel Michael pull out anything that doesn't serve you. You could even notice what's being pulled out. Turning it clockwise and chanting Om. Going to your throat chakra, turning it clockwise. You're going to see colors of blues, turquoise, teals, or whatever. If there's any inclusions, any darkness, make sure to release it. Allow Angel Michael to come in and remove anything that blocks your truth, your ability to speak your passions, your ability to actually advocate for yourself, advocate for injustice, giving you the confidence that the words coming out of you and are true, and that you are the conduit through your throat chakra, and also confidence in your singing, poetry, speaking your dreams out loud, even to yourself, turning it clockwise, chanting Om with your mouth closed. Going up to the third eye, which you may see as a violet light, turning it clockwise. Beautiful violet light. It could be other colors, and that's okay as long as it's clean and clear. Any debris, any self-doubt, any kind of gaslighting, self-editing, anything that stops you from tapping in to the unspoken knowing, the wisdom of the ages, to tap into the Akashic, to receive downloads from your guides, angels, and allies, turning it clockwise, releasing it now, allowing Angel Michael to activate and upgrade your third eye. And any archangels, Metatron, Ezekiel, Raphael, or any archangel that you feel would be of power to this upgrade now. Turning the third eye chakra clockwise, and chanting Om, keeping your mouth closed and doing the Om for a while now. Feeling the reverberation, pulling that Om into your third eye in the back of your brain, visualizing the eye of Horus, the third eye, the unspoken knowing, the trust of what you're shown, trusting your dreams, trusting your hits while you're doing mundane things, the connection between your heart chakra and your third eye, aligning those. And in between that, your high heart and your throat chakra, aligning it, intending the alignment. Now going to your root chakra, to your sacral, to your hara, to your solar, aligning those. Now aligning all of them now, moving up that power of energy like a straw of energy, going up the staircase of your chakras, up, boom, exploding into your crown chakra. Turning it clockwise, any gunks, anything, any debris that prevents upgrades, asking your archangels and source to upgrade you with new light codes, turning it clockwise, asking for light codes of upgrades to be deposited through your crown chakra now, breathing in and out, and then chanting Om out loud with your mouth closed, feeling the reverberation in your skull, receiving the downloads of new light codes, giving them permission, feeling the energy and frequency, that beautiful light, Angel Michael's light of violet and gold and white surrounding you like a soft mist, a gorgeous cloak of protection and empowerment. Giving your angels, guides, and allies to guide you in word and action today, to give you heart coherence. And when you're ready, open your eyes and share with the collective your experience. Okay, yes, Angel, Gabriel, and Michael. Did anyone experience anything? Some of you may have experienced nothing, and I don't expect anything, but some might have experienced something that was a little different than usual. Because absolute calmness, it made me cry. Good, you needed some purging. Great, feels soothing. Great. You needed some purging. Calm material, I just feel lighter. Yellow and golden rings, beautiful. Seeing a rainbow of colors through the chakras, great. Wonderful. That's beautiful. Yeah, because our chakra colors are changing, I've noticed. Some of us are not always having a root chakra that are red. Anything else you want to share? Well, this was a long live. We went from death, suicide, just to recap, to how to proceed with death. I saw an eye. Beautiful. Fantastic. Most likely yours. Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you. I'm glad it was a good collective. All good. Thank you, Gamma. Thank you. Thank you. Dreamscape joined us at the last minute. Sorry, Dreamscape. I wish there was more time. Thank you so much. I mean, that's so purely. Oh, thank you. So that was good. So this was I think this was an intense ride, this live. It was very intense, a lot of emotions. But none of us are black and white, you know? We all have passions. And sometimes we do, in our passions, we'll step in dog shit, like you saw me step into it today, right? But then again, you know, you repair it. It's like that simple. So, you know, you repair it. But just have trust. Hey, Noel, I've been thinking about you a lot. I was going to actually talk to you, but today I've got some work to do with an article I have to write. Love your content, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, I'm a little different in lives than I am in the contents. I'm definitely more calm in the contents. Usually the lives, it's like I feel like I'm on a Jeep ride through the Sahara Desert, go up and down hills. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I appreciate it. It's not really my knowledge, though. I am a conduit. I'm not joking. And I want you to know that about yourself. You can be a really good, your job as conduits is to say, I will be the best conduit I can. Just like I'm the Pony Express, and I will deliver the message as fast as I can. My twin flame is about to lose her dad. Can I get the collective decision? Love and thank you. You're welcome. How are you doing, Tony? I'm good. I go up and down, as we all do. It's good, but I always bring myself back to the assemblage point of transcendental thinking. I have to. Sometimes, I have moments of despair because I really don't like what's happening in the world, and in particular in this country. I really don't like how our American citizens are being treated by its government. So, to me, every single piece of what makes us alive and makes our life livable. 1044 Noel, wow, 9, God's number. So I have that feeling of disappointment in how we've been treated as Americans. I do. I'm really disappointed in our current state. And I think that we deserve better. I used to say, when I was a working girl, right? I sell software. When I was a working girl, I used to say that Americans were the hardest working people in the Western world. I used to say that all the time because you guys are, okay? In Europe, my family comes from Europe. I don't know if you guys know that. And in Europe, like in France, you get 9 weeks vacation. Yeah, they'll fucking tear down the whole city to get their rights, but that's why they get 9 weeks of vacation. Paid, okay, paid. In Sweden, when you have a baby, you get, you get, what is it? 6 months to be paid leave to be with your baby. I heard a meme that was really amazing from an American creator who said, we won't allow puppies to leave their mother before 12 weeks, I think she said, but we are asking our mothers to leave their babies at 6 weeks. That was one of the most profound and heartbreaking statements I've ever heard, because it was true. Because when I got pregnant, I gave birth to my son, I had 6 weeks, and that was it. So there's things, and men too, exactly, thank you, men too. Yeah, in Sweden, men also get that. Women should be able to stay home for the first year. Exactly. And so this whole idea of family values and all of that is bullshit. There's a lot of hypocrisy that we need to, they're going to have to pay the piper, they're going to have to pay. So they need to, we all repair damage. When we have a fight with our spouse or lover or whatever, and we try to repair damage, right? This government has yet to repair damage for what they've done to their American citizens. And that's why we're going through this shit show, because karma is a bitch. So that's why we're going through this. It's messed up because unfortunately we're good people and we don't deserve it, but we're also going through it. So I want to send you all much love, because I know you deserve abundance of love, health, and wealth. I'd like you to start giving your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you in word and action. Do that every day before your feet hit the floor. I want you to know that even though we are surrounded by idiots running this country, you guys can still overcome this and create your own abundance. And we are moving through the ascension portals, and just please don't lose hope, because that's actually so Noelle, that's my answer to you. That's when I get in despair. Is this how this system works? You know what I mean? So I have to constantly transcend it and do the work to transcend it. Like I'm about to go take a power walk and sweat my ass off, and then I'm going to be meditating up against the tree. So if you guys have a tree, go find one. And I want you to go find your tree. And Shannon, go ahead and text me if you want, so we can set up a time for whenever this month or next, whatever you want. And go find a tree and sit on this tree and lay your back, your spine. Don't go hug it, because it's a different frequency. I love hugging trees, but put your spine on it, your whole spine, and you'll find incredible, beautiful, transcendental energy going through your spine, all your chakras. So I'm going to be working on my chakras, because I worked on yours. And then any other comments, or before I let you guys go? Absolutely. Opening sacral chakra is intense. I got you. Ground me tree. Exactly. Yeah. So, but don't ever work on just one chakra. Okay, Michelle? Make sure you work on all your chakras and spend a little more time on your sacral if that's what it needs. Okay. All right. And then keep going up. Now, if you look at my profile, right, you'll see sex magic. Scroll all the way down. Why? Much gratitude for this space and knowledge. Me too. I have a lot of gratitude for all of you for creating this beautiful, beautiful community of light workers, star seeds, and twin flames and twin rays in the making. Many of you are twin rays in the making. And the illusion of separation and the egoic stance that your twin may have, and yours, let's be honest, we have egos too, as you can see when you hear me talking. We need to kind of soften that so that we can get faster to a twin ray connection, even if it means that vibration doesn't occur until we cross the other side. It's never too late. Thank you so much for today. Much appreciated. Gratitude. Much love, Gamma. Thank you. All right. Thank you for everyone. Much love. Hi, love you. Can you tell me what spiders mean? Because I had 3. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't. We're logging off. But I want to say that, Kelly, this is a twin flame community, and you're looking for interpretation, and we've been on this live for 2 hours, so unfortunately I'm not going to answer the question. No disrespect to you. Okay, thank you. Yes, much love to you, Kelly. And I would say go on Google. That's what I will say, and look it up. There's a lot of symbolism to everything. And also look up spider medicine. Okay? All right. Sending you much love on your journey. Namaste. Be